All right, well, welcome. We're here with Katya Varbanova, who's the founder of Perry 10K, which is a collaborative community on Periscope. And Katya is a specialist in live streaming. And if you don't know what live streaming is, I'm going to have Katya tell us about that. What is live streaming, Katya?
Hi, Mike. Thanks for having me, and thanks for the introduction. So live streaming, what is live streaming? It's kind of like YouTube, but live. So you have a mobile phone or a mobile device or a laptop device that you can record yourself and do a live video, which means that people can join you, they can interact with you, they can ask you questions. The key difference is it's a double conversation. It's a two-way conversation, and it's not just a YouTube video where you just watch and listen. And that's live streaming. Live streaming.
And most of the questions come in as comments as opposed to people talking to you, right? They're typing in like in a chat system, or is that how most of them work? I know that's Periscope, and you, what's the other big one? Meerkat, and I think there's Facebook's doing it now. What are some of the platforms out there?
So you have right now the biggest live streaming app right now is Periscope, #1 mobile app by Apple in 2015. Woohoo! Then you have Blab, which is a very new platform for a four-way conversation. You can have up to 4 speakers with their cameras, and it's a great platform to do live interviews. Then you have Facebook Mentions, which is for verified public figures on Facebook. They can do it with their business page, and you have to be verified to actually have that feature. And then you have Facebook Live, which is Facebook Live option on your personal profile. So that's where you post your status. You have an additional button that says go live, and you can broadcast right away with your friends. They can comment, and the video gets saved as well. And then Periscope, obviously the mobile app owned by Twitter, is all comments that just float up in the mobile app. So as you watch it, as you're live streaming, you can see the comments popping up, and you can either choose to interact with these comments, or you can just deliver your content and ignore it. But it works much better when it's a two-way conversation, so people can join in at any time, leave it at any time. And each of these platforms has their own different features and its own different ways of doing comments, and each and every one can actually be used as part of a live stream strategy for your business. So you can pick one, or you can be on all of them. The key is that it's different from YouTube. My favorite reason that is different from YouTube, you don't actually have to sit down and edit a video. You just press a button, you're live, and there's people watching you, and there's people laughing with you, and people clicking your links and going to your website. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. And man, if we may have to do separate podcasts for each of these platforms to actually go through their the different millions of ways you can use them for your business, and it's very exciting. Very exciting.
What would you suggest, maybe because there's so many options, what would you suggest for the person just starting out? Is there one you would suggest they start with, maybe the easier to use, or just bigger audiences, or what would you suggest for the beginner?
So I would position all of them like this. If you are brand new to business and you don't have a community, you don't have a big following, you don't have a list, you don't have an email list, you don't have a list of customers, and you're just starting out and testing the market and promoting what you're going to offer, then go on Periscope, because Periscope is a great mobile app to be discovered worldwide. On the mobile app, there's a world map where people can find you wherever they are, irrespective of whether they follow you. It's kind of like Twitter, how you can find anybody on Twitter just by the search of hashtag. And it's very similar with Periscope. So if you're brand new, you don't have a list, and you want to start growing a list, go on Periscope #1. If you are somebody who maybe started a list or already has a list and you just want to deepen the relationship. If you're a fan of upselling to your existing customers, use Facebook Live and use Facebook mentions. If you can use Facebook mentions, that's perfect because it's on your business page. But if you can't, use Facebook Live, because the way I see the difference between Periscope and Facebook, Periscope is the list builder. Facebook is the list nurturer. All the people on Facebook that follow you, they know you. All the people on Periscope are people that just discovered you. So it's a great opportunity. And I would recommend that you use both for those two reasons. But if you want to just nurture your list, go on Facebook Live. If you want to establish yourself as an expert in a particular field by interviewing others, then I would go to Blab, because Blab gives you that amazing feature of having 4 speakers at the same time. You can be the facilitator, or you can be the interviewee or the interviewer. You can interview up to 3 people, or you can just interview 1 person. You can then take the video, embed it on YouTube if you want as well. And that's a great platform if you want to be positioned as an expert, and if you want to be associated with other people, you know, if you're interested in emceeing, and if you're interested in speaking opportunities, you know, this is a great place to be. And I think YouTube is doing YouTube Live as well. YouTube Live, Meerkat, you know, these platforms, you wouldn't use them any differently that people are using them right now. But my favorite is Periscope because it allows you to grow exponentially. Firstly, because it's particularly new, and secondly, because you can be discovered by anyone. Like on Periscope, I get new people who have never met me every single day. And my email list grows every single day as a result of that. And no matter how big of a list you have, there's always a way to expand. So think about what you're looking for your business. Are you looking for growth? Are you looking for extra promotion? Are you looking for credibility? And if you are someone who has the time and wants to put the energy in live streaming, then I would use all of them. And I would completely remove things like, I don't know, some other platforms. Let's say that you have just started in business and you don't know which platforms you're on. Try all the live streaming platforms and ignore any other non-video platforms. You know, Instagram's probably going to do live videos soon, so think about that as well. Instagram is, because right now they only do 15-minute videos at the time that this conversation we're having, but I'm pretty sure that soon they're going to be doing live videos there too. So definitely think about these and consider, what are you looking for?
Now, why would you suggest that people do live streaming versus something like YouTube videos, or just, you know, shooting videos on their phone and editing them and practicing them and scripting them and things? What's the real difference there? What makes the live stream kind of pop versus the canned video format?
It's a great question, and it's one that I ask myself before I join. You know, why should I join this when I'm already on other things? You know, what's the difference? You know, in the beginning, it does seem very similar to YouTube. There's a couple of main reasons and differences that you should be considering live streaming. Number one, the most important reason for me is that you can be on the platform and people can see the real you. People can see the real you because they can interact with you, because you're not edited. You cannot turn around and say, oh, excuse me, can we take again? I just said something stupid. You know, you said something stupid on camera, let people see it. And also, it allows you for people to actually give you live feedback. It's such a great platform to ask for feedback. It's such a great platform to do a market research. If I want to launch a product, I don't email my list to ask them. I go on Periscope and ask people, would you buy this? How much would you pay for it? What would you want to see in it? Because people love to be involved in the business, in behind the scenes. They love to be involved. They love to be engaged. And that's the number one reason. They see the real you. They see the real you. And if you think about YouTube, on the other hand, sometimes you see great people and some amazing quality videos, but those videos are snappy, and that you can see that there's literally every 5 seconds it's a new edit, one next to each other, which means that the sentence that they just said on camera, they must have probably said it about 150 times, and they just picked the one that sounded most convincing. So how do you know that the person in YouTube is the exact same person when they're live and when they're face to face? You don't. And most likely when there's so many edits, you cannot capture the real personality. That's number one, real you. Number two, why would you spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars or pounds or whatever country you're in? Why would you spend hundreds and hundreds and thousands sometimes worth of equipment, lighting, video camera, video editing software? There's so many things to consider when doing a YouTube video. Why would you do all the hassle? And also, why would you spend your time editing video or paying somebody else to edit that video? Why would you do that over doing actually live video that doesn't cost you a penny? All you need is an iPhone or an Android device or a tablet. Tablet does a job as well. All you need is a device. And if you want to get the tripods and all that, you can, but you don't have to. I periscoped for about 3 months, literally just holding my phone with my bare hand, not a single equipment, not a single periscope gear, just videoing myself. And it's easier, it's cheaper, and it's a great way of bringing new people to your business. Now, I don't want to say that YouTube videos are worthless. That's absolutely not the case. Having a YouTube video, great quality video, has a different purpose. I think these are great for commercials. These are great for things that cannot be interactive, like if you're playing a comedy scene. Well, you can't really interact with that because there's actors in the scene. So if you're doing something that is a film, something that is not meant to be double conversational, then totally use YouTube. But if you just look for something to grow your business and you're thinking, shall I go live streaming or shall I go high quality video? Start with live streaming, make lots of money, then buy the expensive equipment and then do both. And that's how I see it. And then the other reason is that live streaming is very new. Live streaming is very new, which means that a lot of people are not even familiar with the term. They know what live stream is, but they don't necessarily get what is the importance of live streaming platforms. They don't necessarily get what's the importance of social media with live streaming. What that means is that you as an entrepreneur can be a pioneer in something that some of your competitors are still thinking about. And those are the 3 reasons that you cannot simply ignore the opportunity for live streaming. It's cheaper, it's easier, it's more engaging, it's raw, and it's just an amazing way to start when nobody else is doing it.
And what about the fears people have of maybe trolling or just being embarrassed or people laughing at them? How do you counter that when you hear that argument from people?
Yeah, so there's a lot of chatter about trolls. Oh, I'm scared. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be live on camera. Oh, people are going to see my face. Oh my gosh, I don't have professional makeup and I'm not dressed I don't have a suit on, or there's a lot of things, and those fears, you would usually sometimes have them when you do a YouTube video as well. Oh my gosh, I need to look perfect. Oh, I don't look perfect on this video, therefore I'm not going to upload it. And that stops so many of us, including myself. I used to do cover songs on camera from my laptop when I was younger, and I used to record them, sing on my piano, everything, and then I would look at the videos and I would just think, this is atrocious. I don't like how I sound. I don't like how I look. I will not upload this. So I probably have hundreds of videos in my laptop that are just collecting lots of dust, literally. And that's why I love live streaming, because from live streaming, it doesn't matter if you're not perfect. It doesn't matter if you're not perfect, because nobody is. Nobody is on live streaming with perfect video quality. Everybody has the same video quality with some minor differences of phone cameras. Everybody has the same picture, your either landscape or your portrait. Everybody has the same kind of sound. No matter how much high quality microphones you buy, it can never be crystal clear sound. So I think the biggest reason people are scared of live streaming is the same reason they're scared of YouTube. Or the people who are scared of YouTube, they're just so into the comfort zone of editing that they're scared to show the real themselves. So if you're watching this and if you are scared, maybe you're thinking to yourself, oh, who's going to show up? Maybe you're thinking to yourself, I don't know what to talk about. Maybe you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, I'm going to have lots of trolls. Maybe you're thinking to yourself, what if nobody likes me? Or what if somebody sees my pimple? What if somebody says something about my eyebrows? What if? If you have any of those thoughts, then I invite you to just literally shut up. Seriously, like literally, I invite you to shut up, to shut that mindset up, because those are thoughts. Nobody's telling you that. Like nobody's telling you, don't go on there because your pimple is going to be so visible. Nobody tells you that. The only person that tells you that is you. And I have a great exercise that I do on my live periscopes that I actually force people to go live. Like I actually force people to do their first periscope, and it goes something like this. Come on, what are you scared about? What have you got to lose? Who's going to judge you? Who's going to care? You have a pimple. Oh my God. You have nothing to say. Well, talk about what you just ate in the morning. You're scared of trolls, then just block them. There's a button that you click in there and you click block. All these excuses that you tell yourself that you're scared of live streaming, these are the exact same excuses that you're telling yourself when you go out in the real world and you want to show up. When you go to a networking event, oh, I'm too shy. I don't know how to approach this person. What if they don't like me? Well, you don't know if they will like you on live streaming. I get all kinds of people getting on my show and telling me how annoying I am to them. And then I have other people who come and say, I love your energy. And that's the same in life. If you go to a networking event, you may find half of the people hate you and the other half like you. And if everybody likes you, then you're just playing it too small. If everybody likes you, you're playing it too small. And if you want to be liked by everybody, I'm not sure you should be running a business. Because when you run a business, you always have people who wouldn't like you, who would always want to put you down. So if you're scared, seriously, get over yourself. You're not a 5-year-old anymore. In fact, I think a 5-year-old would put you to shame. Get on camera, start dancing, get hundreds of viewers, and then just going to tell you, I told you it wasn't that scary. And with the trolls really only come at the beginning of your live streaming journey. When you're brand new to the platforms, a lot of trolls come in because they target newbies. They target people who don't know how to handle them, because those are usually the people they get reaction from. But if you go on your Periscope with the mindset that I am ready to bash out the trolls and to click the block button, if you go with that mindset, then you're unstoppable. And to this date, I get trolls very rarely, but from time to time I do. And they would usually say something about my makeup, or they would usually say something about my voice. They would say I'm very loud. They would say I'm very annoying. And, you know, the more I think about it, the more I realize it's because I am showing up. I'm showing up. And every time you show up, someone's going to judge and others are going to love it. So get over yourself, really. You're not a 5-year-old, and you're never going to be again.
Yeah, what I've found from being on Periscope and being part of your group, which we'll talk about in a second, is that it's really helps to overcome these fears just by getting out and doing it. It really helps to break blocks that then will help you to be able to be a better public speaker and show up in other ways in your life as well. Because in a way, it's easier to get on your phone and kind of talk to people without being in front of a live audience of people sitting in chairs and right in front of you. So why don't you tell people about the collaborative aspect, because that's where you've kind of pioneered some things and how that makes it easier for people to jump into the game.
Well, thanks for mentioning that, because gaining speaker experience is another reason why I love live streaming. I mean, if you saw my first Periscope versus when you see me now on camera, I was so uncomfortable, and I just hated looking at myself in the camera, and I hated expressing my thoughts on camera because I was worried that I would say something silly. And the more I used it, the better I became. If I met you, Mike, a year ago, 3 years ago, and you said to me, Katya, can I interview you about something? I'd be like, no, I don't want to be on camera, because it's really terrifying. But that's where the importance of community and collaboration can come in and really help you. If you're in a space where you really want to try this because you can see the potential of it. I mean, when I talk about potential, can I just tell you there was 40 years of content being watched on Periscope every single day. I mean, that's crazy. And out of 16 million Periscope accounts, there's only 1% that actually broadcast. I mean, do you realize the opportunity? And if you do, then I invite you to think about this. So if you can see the opportunity of live streaming and Periscope and Blab and Facebook Live, then I invite you, if you're scared or if you're unsure, and if you're looking for the support, then my best advice would be to join a community or to create a community like I did. There's so many community of live streamers out there. And it's funny, people say there's so many Periscope communities. How is that? And I'm like, well, the reason there's so many Periscope communities because Periscope shows the real you. When the real you shows up, that person that you are on camera will connect with those viewers who are just like you. So it's very easy to create a community of like-minded people, because if people like you, they will join your community or they will invite you to their community. So it's very easy to find your own place where you belong. And that could be, you could be part of many communities, but I do encourage you to join as many as you can and find one or two that really resonate with your mission. What communities are going in the same direction as you are? Because there's communities that are about gaining lots of hearts, which is, if you want a lot of hearts, then you should join some of them. If you want a lot of followers, there's other great communities. If you want to make a positive impact and change the world, there's lots of different communities you can do that with. I actually have a blog post on my blog, which is on perry10k.com/blog, and I actually have a blog post listing 8 different communities people can join, and I explain what each one does, how they can join, how much does it cost, etc., etc. And it's definitely an interesting way to think about live streaming through business, because what you're saying is, I'm not going to do live streaming just to promote myself. I'm going to join live streaming platforms to build relationships. And you can find joint ventures, you can find business partners, you can find collaborations, like the way that I found you, Mike. You are a king of joint ventures. If anyone wants joint venturing consultancy, Mike is your guy. And having a strong community behind you can really support that fear. If you have a group of people who are going to jump on your very first Periscope and encourage you and cheer you on and block all the trolls and shut them up, then it doesn't feel as scary, does it? It's like anything. It's like you want to play a sport, but you don't know where to start. So join a team. Join a team with a coach and get started. It's exactly the same. Having a place to belong makes the whole difference of being successful in live streaming and giving up from live streaming.
Yeah, and it's such a big part of the future. I mean, obviously this is just a growing and growing thing. Live streaming is here, and people want more transparency, as you said. They're tired of lack of transparency in their government and all these things. And so people are reaching out, and it's going to make a big difference in I think everyone's business, if you're out there marketing or promoting a nonprofit or just an event that you're doing for your charity or your church or something, just to have that presence out there is going to make a huge difference. So any final thoughts? And you've covered a lot of ground here, but and tell people where they can learn more. You mentioned your website, but tell them more about the Perry 10K community and share-a-thon as well, because that's a great way just to come watch some of the share-a-thons and learn how things work too. So tell people about how to find you.
Of course.
Or find us, because I'm part of it.
Of course. So, well, of course you're part of it. Of course you are. And we have extraordinary people like Mike Brothel. But as I mentioned, there's 3 ways to join the community. One is to join one. One is to already have one and just bring them over to Periscope. And then the third one is to start a community like I did. I started a community back in August when I realized that I felt really lonely in the Periscope world, and I didn't really see how I could grow my audience and how I can make an impact if I didn't bring people behind my back. So I created a community called Perry 10K, which stands for Periscope 10,000 followers, because that was my ambition. I said I want to start a community and show that with collaboration we can all get 10,000 followers, and I'm still working on that one. We're still working on this one, and Mike, in a couple of months, you're gonna see he's getting there. He's gonna be getting closer and closer to the 10,000 followers. And I started it back in August, never even realizing the potential of what Perry 10K could become. And right now it's become this amazing hub of amazing, extraordinary individuals, change makers, thought leaders. So if you're someone who really wants to make a positive impact, change the world, and you want to do that through speaking, you want to do that through writing, you want to do that through collaboration, then Perry 10K is the place to be, because the people there, oh my, you will connect with some amazing individuals that will have your back We have TEDx speakers. We have ex-Broadway actresses. We have award-winning entrepreneurs and bloggers. We have a lot of professional seminar teachers, and we have multiple business owners who run 3 businesses and more. We also have creatives like photographers, musicians. And the only thing that keeps them all, the thing that keeps them all together is their genuine desire to make a positive difference in the world, to make the world more collaborative, and they're true givers. They're true givers in perry10k.com. And it's just become my whole life. It's become so important to me. And I'm so passionate about bringing and introducing change makers to each other. And people can learn everything there is to know about it on perry10k.com. I'm sure Mike will hook you up with a beautiful link once he uploads it. And Mike is a very proud member. Well, I am very proud that Mike is a member of Perry10k, because he's like the epiphany of collaboration and joint venturing. And we do one of my favorite things about Perry10k is our share-a-thon. And for those of you that don't know what the share-a-thon is, it's like a TV show. I call it a TV show because it's kind of like a TV show that happens every single day on Periscope between 4 and 6 Eastern, 1 and 3 Pacific, and 9 and 11 UK time. It happens every single day. We have 10 to 12 speakers going on for 10 minutes each about one particular topic or theme. So we have Monday mindset. We have Tuesday inspiration. We have Wednesday giveaways where we do lots of freebies to everybody. We have Thursday business mastery, and we have Friday health and wellness. So we have such a broad range of topics that people can come and tune in. And really, it's just a place of inspiration. It's a place of learning. I learn so much every time I watch and participate in the share-a-thon as a speaker. And we have a very loyal audience. I would say the share-a-thon is the biggest reason people join us, because they want to leverage the PR exposure of the share-a-thon. Because the share-a-thon is established. If you're part of the share-a-thon, you're credible. You're established as an expert in your field. And you get to make loads of new connections. Lots of new people discover you. They buy from you. Heather, one of our members who used to be a Broadway actress, she always jokes about this, but it's so true. She always says, every time I get on the share-a-thon, I sell at least a few books. I never even talk about my books, but I always sell a few books because people like me. They tap on my profile and then they buy my book. And she's just the epiphany of what I mean by the benefits of actually being a speaker on the share-a-thon. It's just unbelievable how, selling every time you're on the share-a-thon, you sell books. Like, that's an investment. That's like a proper worthwhile time investment. And you only do it for 10 minutes. It's like you get a 10-minute slot and you sell a couple of books. It's crazy. So yeah, that's what Perry10k is. And Mike is one of our speakers. He always talks about anything business related. Thursday business mastery is right up your street, Mike. And it's just growing and growing. We've just launched a mobile app as well. We've got a mobile app. Can you believe it?
Katya's actually gone full-time into managing this group. After just about 4 or 5 months, you left your day job and now do this full-time. So it's obviously growing and keeps getting bigger and better.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. If you told me a year ago that I would be getting paid to Periscope and run this awesome community of people, I'd probably be like, What are you talking about? I can't even go on camera. I would probably like slap you in the face or something. I definitely wouldn't believe you.
Which is hard to believe because you look like one of those people that was just a child that was always the center of attention and has never changed. So you come across so naturally and fun. So who would believe you were shy at one point?
But when you're a center of attention, there's no camera pointed on you, right? It's the
Right.
difference. It's the difference between being a center of attention between your friends and being a center of attention in front of the whole world. I mean, that's scary. At least I was always afraid of being judged. I was always afraid of what people would say about the way I look, the way I sound. Oh, what are they going to think about my accent? I'm from Bulgaria. What are they going to think I sound? They're, are they going to call me a foreign? What are they going to say? So definitely there was the perfection syndrome going there, which were stopping me from, as you said, really just embracing what I enjoyed doing. I mean, I love this live streaming thing, and I didn't do it for years. YouTube, I never uploaded any video of myself ever. And every time I looked at the videos, I just found things that I didn't like about them. But I have to say that if I uploaded them, I'm sure there would have been people who have liked them. I'm sure someone would have said, great voice. And other people would say, terrible voice. It's kind of like Taylor Swift. She has so many fans and then she has so many haters.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just afraid of facing any haters because I was just playing small.
Yeah, and that's such a big thing, and I think that's the beautiful thing about Periscope and the live stream things is they're actually really simple. It seems like there's a lot to it, but really, if you just start watching some of them, put the app on your phone, start watching them, start kind of figuring out it's actually quite simple how the whole thing works, right?
Totally. It's very intuitive. It's like the Facebook app. You know how it works. And you know how it works as you've used it. The Periscope app is very similar. You use it a couple of times, you know everything inside and out. It's not a complex thing. It's easy to follow people. It's easy to find them. You just search for a handle. You can even find at Perry10K, which is the Perry10K headquarters handle. You can follow, there's a lot of celebrities on there too. You can follow. Donald Trump's on it as well. Woohoo!
Yeah, everybody's going to be on these in the next couple of years. It's going to be pretty much anybody that's marketing is going to be on live stream, right? I mean,
absolutely. Even businesses, Experian are taking advantage of it and teaching how to improve your credit score on Periscope. Businesses are really, really, really starting to embrace it because showing behind the scenes can really deepen relationship with your customers. And I'm actually having conversation with a very, very big company here in the UK that is interested in exploring what could Periscope do for them. So I think in the future there's going to be more and more people that will be looking out for ways to learn it and to utilize it, because there is a right way and a wrong way. There's a way that wouldn't bring you any followers, any income, and then there's strategies that can help you make sure that your time is invested wisely, because being on Periscope, it's a time investment, and you've got to make sure that you get return on that investment. You don't want to be going there if you think that it's just going to be a waste of your time. And there's different strategies you can do that with, and I have found so many of them, and I've quit my job through some of them, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And most people give up from live streaming because they try it, nothing happens, and they say, oh, it sucks, it's not as good as I thought. Well, if they only had someone to guide them through some of the strategies, their business could have just exploded, especially if you are someone who already has products to sell. As long as you have something to sell, I mean, I can show you a million ways how you can monetize and sell those products on Periscope. But if you don't know how the Periscope app works or live streaming app works, then you wouldn't know how to go about it. So yeah, it's very interesting, I find.
Well, great. Yeah, it's a wonderful experience, and especially for somebody like me. I've been in marketing a long time, but this is the first time I'm coming kind of out in front. I've always been the behind the scenes person. And I'm not one of the most dynamic speakers, but I can kind of ride the wave of people like Katya that bring all this energy and fun, and they put up with me because they get entertainment on both sides usually. So hopefully we'll have Katya offering more information inside the Breakthrough Factory. We're going to try to bring her on as one of our experts to maybe go a little more in depth and some of these strategies she's mentioning. And certainly at the Perry 10K website, you can learn more as well. And please do follow Perry 10K at Perry 10K. These things are very much set up to be viral. The Perry 10K, the Periscope, all these live streams have built-in ways to promote yourself as you're using them. So that's what makes them really take off so quickly. So Katya, thanks so much for being with us, and we look forward to the next Share-a-thon.